afternoon. I'm Jonathan Perry from Best Cigar Prices, here with Alec Bradley. This is something we've never done before. All the interviews and everything that we've done here, we've never done something face-to-face, so this is unique, it's new, it's exciting.
Well, you know, I think that people want to hear the true stories, they want to hear what's real, but instead of just kind of talking at somebody, I think in just conversation, people will get what they want. You know, they'll hear the real deal, and it gives us a chance to really participate, and you give, you know, your customer base, your clientele, the questions and answers that you think that they want.
And I think our customers are absolutely going to love this, because this has never been done before.
Well, so we talked about comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm out of my comfort zone.
This is Jonathan out of his comfort zone. He's going on the other side of that camera. So
excellent. So this is our first time meeting, essentially.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit what got you into this. What started this all? Where did it all come from?
Well, you know, I was in a completely separate business, but I've been smoking cigars since I was 22 years old. I was given my first cigar by actually one of my best friend's father, you know, a Cuban family in Miami, and you know, this is a guy who was very prominent. So he had this beautiful humidor on his desk, and he had a beautiful office overlooking the water, and he was the epitome of success. He had this, you know, every day he smoked cigars, and he saw me looking at him. He's like, "Here, you know, why don't you try it and make sure you're sitting down," type of thing. And that was the beginning, I think, of the passion that took place. Was like, well, I don't understand. You take leaves, you roll them up, and somehow you enjoy them. And I started to do my research, and I started going to cigar stores in my early 20s, and I started noticing that people were talking to each other. People were having conversation over cigars. And
I got to run, but I wanted to say hello.
Well, I'm glad you did, but you need to leave because we're in the middle of an interview on that camera right there.
Oh, he's recording.
That's okay. That's okay.
You can edit me out.
No, it's not that. At your age, it's hard to, you know, I get you. See ya. So, yeah, we'll edit that. So, anyway, so, you know, I started noticing that the cigar was this component, this bonding thing where people could get together and talk. And then I went to another cigar store, and I ended up going to a cigar store down in Miami Beach, met a guy who was behind the counter. We started talking every week when I would go in, and I could just feel there was this passion building within me. And started buying cigars for every day, and I would go to work. What did you buy? I was buying back then. I started with a Macanudo when I had the first two cigars I had were a Partagas from Cuba and one from the Dominican Republic. And he said, when you smoke this one from the Dominican, you can smoke it. The other one, I want you to sit down. Don't operate heavy equipment type of thing, in a heavy Cuban accent type thing. So it was pretty cool. And then what I enjoyed was really the punch. Chateau El Maduros was like my go-to for a while. And you start, you know, as your palate progresses and you want to try new things like everybody. From there, I started smoking cigars every morning on the way into work with a cup of coffee. And
it's my favorite way to enjoy it.
You know, back then you could smoke in the offices, or you know, no matter what business you were in. If you owned your office, it was your deal. And so every day I'd have a cigar in the morning, and then one, you know, coming into the latter part of the day. And it was really my way to get away without getting away. You know?
So, a little escape.
Yeah, that was my deal. And then when I sold the company, one of my guys at the warehouse said, "So what are you going to do next?" I said, "I don't know." And he said, "God, you love cigars. You should try and get in the cigar business." That's the first time I'd ever thought of it.
What year was this?
That was back. I sold out of the business in '96. I actually I went to the RTDA back then, IPCPR, with my friend who I met at the tobacconist. I'm like, "Hey, is there a trade show?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, "Can I go with you as a guest?" He said, "Yeah, come with me." And I literally walked in the room, saw people happy, smiling, and talking, and over cigars, and I go, "This is it." You know, and I love the tradition behind it. Cigars are hand rolled. You know, 500 years of having tobacco leaves rolled up and enjoyed, and you know, it was something that just intrigued me. And I think from that point, I just said, I think this is what I want to do. And I went home and said to my wife, "I want to be in the cigar business." And she could have said, like, I want to be an Olympic runner, but, you know, like, what are your chances? You're a gringo, you're in your mid-30s, and I said, no, I think I really want to do this. She said, if you want to do it, I support you. And that's how it all started.
And the name comes from your two sons?
Yeah, so,
that's great.
You know, my dad, with all his wisdom, he said, Alan, if you ever start a business, start it with the letter A, because it's at the front of the yellow pages. And so that was one. And then two, I'll tell you a very quick story. When I was a little kid, I was in elementary school, and we were walking. Back then, you walked in a single file line to go to lunch, the cafeteria. And my dad was a cabinet maker, and he was delivering something to the school. And even though it wasn't the name of the company, it said Gloria Allen Industries. And I recognized the truck, and I'm like, well, what is Gloria Allen Industries? He said, oh, that's the name of the company. We do business as cameo cabinets, but that's you on the truck. That was your name. And I never forgot, like, that proud moment. And I said, well, if I'm going to get in the cigar business, if I ever can do anything good in this business, it should have my kids' names on it. And that's how it all happened.
That's great. That's a great story. Like we were talking about earlier, you want to hear the story. You can look it up and find out about the wrapper, the binder, the filler. You'll get all that information, but you want to hear it straight from him, how it all started.
That's the real deal right there.
Let me ask you a question, because they may want to know it, they may not. So what was your first cigar faux pas?
It's a long list I have to go through. You know, I'll tell you why it's a good question first, because you could have a great cigar and the packaging doesn't match. You could have a great cigar and the packaging matches and the price doesn't match. And what happens is people have to really buy in and believe in your concept. So I would say my first, I think, faux pas could have been maybe our prime cigar that we did. It was out of my comfort zone. It was a higher priced product than our company could really pull off back then. I put so much into it, and really what the mistake was that we used tobaccos that I didn't realize we couldn't get continuously. We used an Habanos grown in Italy, and we used an Habanos grown in Germany. And if you know that CAO had a product pertaining to Italy back in the day, we were utilizing that tobacco, and they really took the ball and ran with that brand. And eventually, that grower went away, and that tobacco wasn't available. So, prime, as much as I put into it, as much as I loved it, it had to go away because the tobaccos weren't available. So.
Speaking of tobacco, I got this. I have this stick in hand here that there's not a lot of information on it. You can't really see much here. That's all. So tell us a little bit about it.
No.
There you go. We learned a lot today.
It's a blend that it kind of has a cool backstory to it, because we've been working with our factory partners for so many years, and one of the supervisors that had kind of grown up with us over the last 10, 15 years has moved up into like third position in the company. He's involved very much in our blending styles. It's truly a collaboration when we're down there. It's not like I make every decision or Ralph. I mean, it's a back and forth. And they, in combination, the three supervisors, and especially the youngest guy, the newest guy, created a blend based on the style that we've developed over the last 10 years and said, I want you to have this. I was absolutely blown away. It was everything I've kind of wanted in a cigar. So,
I'll tell you what, this is very smooth. This is excellent. This is my first one today. I haven't had a chance to really sit down much to actually enjoy a cigar, so I appreciate it, and thank you for the opportunity.
You know what? Look, we were going to sit down and have a conversation. I wanted you to smoke what I was smoking, and we're talking about releasing it. We still have a lot of work to do. We haven't fully come up with even a name yet, a concept, or whether the size is, what we're going to do. But I brought it to the show. One of my guys, and all of our Alec Bradley family here that smoke it, and give me their feedback and what they think, and maybe come out as something maybe a little more limited towards the end of the year if we do it. So we rolled a very small amount just for the show to kind of give friends and family.
Well, I appreciate being a part of that.
Oh, of course.
And, I want to thank Alan for taking the time to sit here and talk to us a little bit
Jonathan,
today.
what a pleasure. This was, I always think this is a lot better than you standing on that side of the camera and me just talking on this side of the camera, because everyone's got their own story.
I tell you what, everyone's done it. All day today, all day yesterday. It's exactly the same format every time, except for this video. So this one's going to take us to the top. I'm telling you.
I appreciate you being open to the idea of us both being on this side.
You gotta be.
Really a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
2017 IPCPR. See you soon.
So, Jonathan, we finished the interview. I just don't know if you've ever met, actually, Alec and Bradley.
I have not.
All right, here we go. Alec, come on over here. Bring a chair. Bradley.
True family business right
Jonathan,
here.
Alec.
Alec?
Bradley.
Nice to meet you. Bradley?
So
Look at
this is,
Look at this.
so what happens is you interviewed the old man, and now you got the young guns, one on each side. I think this is the future of our business, the future of our company. Our company is actually getting a lot younger on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about maturity, but we have a great young sales staff, a young group within the walls as well, everybody. And I think we're building a great future, but I wanted you to meet them. I wanted you guys to meet them. One day they may be out by you, come and say hello, hang out, have a cigar with everybody. And hopefully now with them here, I don't have to travel at all. So, but anyway, guys, I just wanted you to see everything that's going on, all right?
This is great. Thank you, guys.